Welcome back to the channel, everybody. You know, as you're going to a slowing economy, you always want to cover your assets. And you see what I did there, right? So it's very important to make sure you set your business structure up right as the way you're holding title on your investment properties. And your homes, of course, too. So I had a great guest today. His name is Lee Phillips. He's an attorney. He's also a counselor for the Supreme Court. So we've got a real powerhouse here, and he's going to give us a lot of great information on how we can CYA our assets. So make sure you check out the video and give us a like while you're there. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Joe Killinger. I've been a real estate entrepreneur for 20 plus years. And I use this channel to bring on people like Lee to really walk us through tips and tricks on how to do real estate investing, real estate brokerage. We've got a lot of videos for you to check out. So make sure you do that. And while you're there, make sure you subscribe. Well, Lee, thank you for coming on the show today. I think, you know, as the economy slows, structuring your business and understanding how an LLC works, it can really save you a lot in the end. And so I appreciate you coming on and talking to us today.
It can. The LLC has a unique asset protection facet to it that the corporations don't have. Right. The corporation has the corporate shield, which protects you from what happens out in the company. But the LLC has an additional protection, which protects the assets of the company from what happens to the owners, the members, as we call them, of the LLC. So as we go into this slowdown, as things get tough for people, back in the 2008, 9, 10, I saw people that have one piece of real estate go bad. The bank could take it over, sell it for a deficiency, and then sue the people, come to the next piece of real estate, get that, sue it for a deficiency, and it just dominoed down. Yeah. We need to prevent that domino effect, whether the asset that we need to protect is another piece of real estate or is your brokerage account.
Yeah.
If your piece of real estate goes bad, right now they're going to come and get you, and you signed on that mortgage, so you're liable for it.
Sure.
And even if it's in an LLC or corporation or whatever it is, you're personally liable on the mortgage. I'll guarantee it. Mm-hmm. So if they come to you in this downturn, we don't want them to be able to come and get the brokerage account, for example. And the way you do that is you set up an LLC for the brokerage account. Now, in California, Joe, it's expensive to set up LLCs. I understand that. And you don't go to Wyoming, and you don't go to Nevada, and you don't go to all these places. You have to set it up in California. If you set it up in Nevada, California is still going to get their fee. And if you don't give them their fee, they're going to charge you big bucks. Yeah. So it depends on which state. Some are a lot cheaper. Yeah. But we need an LLC if this is of big value, the brokerage account or the other piece of property. We put it in an LLC. Then when the individual owner gets in trouble, they can't come and get the assets of this LLC. It's called charging order protection. I can give you 2 seconds worth of history if you'd like, Joe, and I think you can understand it better.
I'm going to learn a lot from you today.
All right, Joe, you and I and Mary over here, we're going to go into a business together. 400 years ago in England, the only type of business there was a partnership. And since Mary's not here to defend herself, we're going to say she screws up. Okay.
I like that.
I don't know what
I never liked Mary in the beginning.
I don't know what you do 400 years ago in England to screw up.
Yeah.
You don't pay the king. You hit somebody with your horse.
Yeah. Horse and buggy.
Get divorced. I mean, that's a problem. And so Mary gets sued, and Mary loses the lawsuit, divorce, whatever it is. And her creditors now come in and they take over her partnership interest. Well, Joe, you and I, we've spent 30 years and we've built this beautiful business.
Yeah.
And the definition of a partner is Mary's creditor, who's now our partner, can sell our business. They can do whatever they please with it. Okay. Right. And the Brits said, no, wait a minute. That's not fair to Lee and Joe. Mary got in trouble, not Lee and Joe. We lost everything. Mm-hmm. That's not fair.
Right.
So they passed a law which said that when Mary's creditor gets a judgment against her, They have to go back to court and get an order which charges Mary's debt against our partnership. But they can't come in and take over Mary's partnership interest. They have what we call an economic lien against our partnership. Now, if we ever declare a profit, Joe, then that profit doesn't go to Mary anymore. It goes to Mary's creditor.
Right.
So they go to court and they get an order which charges Mary's debt against our partnership. But the guy can't come in and tell me and you what to do. They can't sell our partnership. They have nothing to do with us. If we ever declare a profit, and by the way, we still like Mary. So you and I, we ain't probably going to declare a profit. And so Mary's creditor basically ain't going to get nothing.
Right.
But what we've done now is protected our business with this charging order concept. And when Wyoming created our current limited liability company, LLC, in 1977, basically what they did is they married a corporation and a partnership. We got half the DNA from the daddy corporation. We got the corporate shield. That protects the owners from what happens in the business. From the mommy partnership, we got this charging order concept, which protects the business from what happens to the owners. So in this economic turndown, your business may go bad. We don't want it to take away your brokerage account or your rental property. So we have to create these, I call them legal pockets. Mm-hmm. And if you're walking down the street, you get your wallet picked, you're through, right, Joe?
Right.
But if I've taken some of the money out and put it in my front pocket, then I get my wallet picked. I don't lose it all. So we have to create these legal pockets. Now you go down to the lawyer, and the lawyer's going to talk you into as many of these legal pockets as he can talk you into, because he gets a fee for every one of them.
Sure, yeah.
And you don't want to do that. Don't go overboard, because you say, oh, this is a good idea. I'll take some of my money and put it in my front pocket. I'll put the $100 bill under the sole of my shoe. I'll put some down my underpants and in my money belt, and I'll stuff some down my bra. I look really good in a bra, Joe.
That visual, damn it. I'll never sleep tonight.
But the problem with that is you walk into the 7-Eleven to buy a Slurpee, you got to undress to make change.
Yeah.
So don't let them go overboard, but you need a couple of pockets to isolate different assets in. Right. And if they get into this one LLC where the rental property is, what it does is it makes it so they can't come to you and then go over to the other LLC to get the assets in this company.
Now, do you think that every property should have its own LLC?
No, you can't do it. You got 10 LLCs.
Yeah, you'll be.
You can't manage them. Yeah. So if you've got 10 properties, let's put the 2 high-enders in one, the 2 Section 8s in another one, and the strip mall in the third one.
Okay.
You understand?
Classify it, yeah.
These 2 doctors from Long Beach, they call me up a while back, and they get me on the phone, and they say, Lee, our guru attorney, he said, we've got 53 properties. We need a separate, he was using limited partnerships, same price in California as an LLC. And this is actually before 2006, when we got the Uniform LLC Act and people started to use LLC. So he was using limited partnerships. But he said, we need a separate limited partnership for each one of our 53 properties. And he only charged him $5,000 per 53 limited partnerships.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Really?
And then he said, oh, by the way, I'm in a state where it's inexpensive to have your limited partnership. We'll put it in our state. You need a registered agent. I'll be the registered agent. In fact, I'm an accountant too, so I'm going to do the accounting. And he only charged him $1,500 per 53 limited partnerships per year. And these 2 doctors, they get me on the phone and they say, Lee, we're not worried about asset protection anymore. Our lawyers got all of our money. How do we get out of this?
Oh, Jesus.
So don't let them go overboard, but you do need a couple of different pockets. Don't keep all your eggs in one basket. You heard that one before?
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's have a couple of baskets, but you can't walk down the road carrying 30 baskets.
Right. Yeah. It's too much.
So, you got to be reasonable, guys. They're a full company. They're going to hire somebody full time to take care of this one LLC.
Yeah.
You as an individual investor, you've got your 2 rental properties and your big brokerage account. You ain't going to hire somebody full time to take care of your 3 LLCs.
No.
Yeah, you can run 3, maybe 5 LLCs, but if you start getting up above that, you're way out there on a limb. And in California, you're way expensive out there on the limb.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you say welcome to California?
We love you attorneys, but we hate you attorneys out here. That's kind of the way it is. You want to kill a deal, get an attorney involved.
I love lawyer jokes. Joe, do you know how many lawyer jokes there are?
No.
There are only
Not
3.
enough.
Only 3. All the rest of them are true.
I'm going to get hate mail or hate comments for the first time ever, Lee.
Well, sorry about that. I mean, you have an attorney on, you got to get hate mail.
Let's continue down the path. I think we got a pretty good understanding of the LLC, but you structuring your business. If I've got a business and I've got a slowing economy, and what are my steps if I want to restructure my business? What should I be looking at?
Well, if your business is a corporation, it's not going to give you this charging order protection. And I want to protect the business from the downturn in the real estate market where I lose my rental unit. And they sell it. There's a deficiency. They come to me. They want to go to my business. If my business is a corporation, it doesn't have this charging order protection. Right. So they'll come and take my stock and then come after the business. I would change the business today from a corporate legal structure to an LLC legal structure. Now, every state will let you do this. You don't even have to get a new tax ID number. The IRS doesn't care. They don't know whether you have an LLC or a corporation. They just know that you have a business, whatever it is, taxed under subchapter S or taxed under chapter C of the IRS code. And I'm just going to give you I'll give you a little tidbit here. How does that sound, Joe?
Let's have it.
You're going to have an LLC. You're going to have it taxed as a partnership if you have passive income. That's rental real estate. You're going to have it taxed as a subchapter S if you have earned income. You sell goods or services. And the reason you're going to do this is, 1, for the asset protection of the LLC, corporate shield, plus the charging order protection. And 2, less than 5% of the IRS agents can audit a subchapter S or a partnership agreement. 100% of the IRS agents can audit a Schedule E or a Schedule C on a 1040. Less than 5%. You have to have a degree in accounting to audit the partnership or the subchapter S. We just cut your chances of an audit substantially, Joe. And with 97,000 shiny brand new IRS agents, you're going to have to worry about your audit risks.
Yeah. Well, I actually got some value out of an attorney today, Lee. I don't know that I get to say that very often.
Just that much, okay?
Well, I'm learning a lot, but I want to I know we're running a little long, but, bankruptcies, everybody, do you see a lot of bankruptcies coming?
I can see bankruptcies coming.
Yeah.
And in a lot of states, including the Ninth Circuit, which you got California, Washington, Oregon, all Hawaii, all the West Coast.
Yep.
The law says in bankruptcy, you have to have 2 members, 2 owners of your LLC in order to get this charging order protection. And Utah and Idaho have passed laws which say you got to have 2. Florida, there are about 15 states, and it's moving in the direction where you have to have 2 members, 2 owners of the LLC in order to get the charging order protection. But look, Joe, you know why? Because the object wasn't to protect Mary, the one owner of the LLC. The object was to protect Lee and Joe, the other owners of the LLC. So if you've only got one owner of the LLC, why are you entitled to charging order protection? Even though the Uniform LLC Act says that one member gets charging order protection. But today, I'd have two. And in the Ninth Circuit, for example, you got to have two in bankruptcy to get the charging order protection. So if I declare bankruptcy personally, I could lose my business unless I have two owners. Now in California, your community property, husband and wife are one, right?
Right.
So we got to get somebody else in addition to the husband-wife partnership or union.
Yeah.
I shouldn't use the word partnership. That's a legal term.
Yeah.
But other than the husband and wife union, I need another member. That could be a kid, whatever. Give them 5%. That's my rule. That's the rule according to Lee. The reason is the IRS says if you've got 5%, you're an owner of a company. You can even have a young kid. The question is, do you treat them like a partner? Do they get their share of the profit? Do they come to the meeting? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I didn't know if, 10, 11, 12-year-old, you'd be able to get them. But
well, if you're giving them their share of the profit, then you're okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. All right, Lee, I'm going to put your contact information down below. And,
hey,
hopefully people
I've got a what I call my LLC mini course. It's 5 emails. They're kind of long, but they sit and teach you about these different concepts of the LLC. It's pretty good. I'll give it to your listeners for free if they'd like. Okay.
Yeah, we'll put a link to it. If you can send me a link to it, we'll put it down below.
We'll get it for
we'll
you.
Drive some people over there for you. So, Lee, thank you for coming on today.
All right. Thank you,
Appreciate
Joe.
It. That was great information. For those of you watching, thank you for checking us out today. Give us a like if you can. And if you haven't done so, make sure you subscribe.